If you want to live out your Jake Sully fantasies, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is for you. After completing the game, I've got a bunch of mistakes to avoid that I made during my playthrough, as well as some tips and tricks along the way. Let's go! Let me know any tips and tricks that you have in the comments down below so we can all help each other out. And this video is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is the latest RPG from Huohuo, the creators of the excellent Genshin Impact, and it's been a massive hit with over 80 million downloads in its first 6 months. But I've got to let y'all know about this game because if you love turn-based RPGs, this is definitely one to check out. You'll explore a rich, semi-open world across the universe in this free-to-play galactic fantasy that's now available on PS5 with cross-save across PC, mobile, and PS5. The turn-based gameplay isn't the only thing that I love about Honkai Star Rail. The art style is so unique, and there's 30 plus charming characters that are just like on another tier, like Huohuo, the brand new wind-type support character. She might be a little introverted and easily frightened, honestly just like me, but her bright tale holds a secret and seemingly has a mind of its own. Or Argenti, a dashing gentleman, also kind of like me, who's a physical type fighter with exceptional AoE attack. Honkai Star Rail is constantly being updated, and the new 1.5 update will give you a chance to go on ghost-busting missions with Huohuo. Plus, Silver Wolf, the popular member of the Solarian Hunters, is available again for players to pick up, and right now you get 10 free pulls. So if you log on for 7 days, you get 10 free Star Rail special passes, and you can use them to draw any of the new characters. So check the pinned comment and the link in the description to try out the game, the 1.5 update, and the new characters for free right now, plus use my promo code for 50 Stellar Jades. Thanks Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring this video. We'll start with the simple one right off the bat is getting your Ikran and getting that mount fast. Now, the game world, or at least the first section of the game world, opens up pretty quickly for you. Being the Kingla Forest, you'll be able to explore and do side content, collect materials, all that good stuff. But I highly recommend that you push through the main story at least until you unlock your Ikran. This happens during the Kingla Forest main quest with the Aranahe clan. The mission Take Flight will get you your Ikran. You'll be able to name it and choose a color, and eventually you'll be able to customize it to a lot of cool stuff like that. But the main focus here is actually getting the Ikran. Now, the reason you want to get this early is, well, as early as possible, is because it makes such a difference for traversal, getting to locations, and makes that easier, as well as traveling around the forest, because there's plenty of valleys and crevices and waterfalls and things that it's just hard to travel around in without having the mount. You absolutely can, but it just makes that process so much easier, getting to locations faster if you're looking to travel or craft things. And the big bonus here as well is that you get access to the floating mountains, which contains a ton of useful activities and gear that you'll be able to get for your Ikran, as well as for yourself, and upgrades as well. So it unlocks that section of the map. It makes traversal a little bit easier. You can customize them, and you can pet your Ikran. All right, so number 2 here is something that I didn't realize initially, is that there is no currency in Avatar. You won't be like trading bottle caps or coins or whatever else. Instead, it's Clan Favour. Now, Clan Favour is a bar that you'll see on your inventory screen, and it's the same for all of the factions across the board. It's the one Clan Favour. Now, what's different about this is the way that you increase it is by completing side quests for the clan, or by contributing to that clan in some way. You can contribute to the clan by, say, donating like standard materials at any of the clan contribution bins, or you can actually make a specific item or give them a specific material that they want based on a quest that you get at all of the different outposts. If you access the clan chest there, they will give you a little side quest in order to go and get something. Now, when you complete that little quest, you'll get a fair bump in Clan Favour. You'll often get a cosmetic, and if you complete a certain amount of them, you'll often get some sort of crafting design or something like that as well. This favour can then be also traded in to unlock new gear or materials or mods at any of the vendors that you find in the main clan villages. Clan Favour is spent. It's not like kept over time as like a reputation system, so just keep that in mind as you are purchasing any of these items from the vendors, that it will actually use up that Clan Favour and you'll have to build it back up again. I highly recommend spending that Clan Favour on things that you won't outlevel or eventually find better versions of, right? So I'm talking about like weapons and gear here. You'll be able to craft better versions or find better versions in the world. So there's not much point in spending that favour there. What you absolutely should spend it on is mods. There are exquisite quality mods and rare mods that you can find at a lot of these vendors, and it's the only way you can access them. They're often quite expensive as well, so saving up and getting those mods is really important. And the main thing about mods as well is that they aren't like a one-time use. You can put them on any piece of gear multiple times. They'll always have that specific mod active if you've actually got it equipped, regardless of the piece of gear you've got. So they're not single use in that way, so they'll come with you throughout your entire journey, whereas eventually gear you'll actually out level. I mean, you could buy the gear if you want to. It's just better to put that clan favor towards something that's going to stick with you for the long term. Also, don't forget to check the vendor's design screens, as they have crafting designs, and these are free, right? As long as you go to the vendor, you'll be able to buy these from the vendor without actually having to spend any clan favor. And that leads us straight into number 3, which is you'll notice that most missions have a combat strength. Now, this is represented on your inventory screen, and it can be increased in a number of ways. One, by spending skill points, more on that later, but mainly by upgrading your gear. And the best way to consistently do this is via crafting. So throughout your journey, you'll get these designs for various armor and weapons that you'll get from vendors or side quests or main quests. And some of the ones you get from side quests are absolutely incredible, by the way, but in order to craft them, you'll need to get the relevant parts, which is best done by looking at what you actually need to get and then using the Hunter's Guide. The Hunter's Guide is absolutely a tool you should be using throughout your playthrough, and we'll use an example here to craft a better spear thrower for my character. So I need bone and a reed, and by using the Hunter's Guide, I can filter the material that I'm looking for, whether that be by bone or by reed, and then open that material up. It'll tell me exactly where I can go to find it, and you can see where that material is and what biome it is, and essentially from there you can head off and actually go and find the material. Once you're in like the area, you can use your Navi sense to find the material or the animal and then harvest it the right way, and harvesting it the right way is absolutely critical. For a plant, you'll need to move the left analog stick until you find the sweet spot and then actually pull the item out of whatever it is in, and you have to do this the right way so that it is pristine, so you don't like half destroy the item, as well as in the right conditions, whether that be daytime or dry or wet, whatever that is. If you do that, you'll actually increase the value of that material as well, so when you craft with it, it'll give you additional stats. And the same thing goes for animals. For animals, you need to get a clean kill and a merciful kill. A clean kill is done by one-shotting the animal. This is typically by hitting their weak spot and actually like getting that extra damage increase from that point. A merciful kill is done by actually killing them via that weak spot. As you are like leveling up your combat strength, you'll often find that you won't be able to one-shot enemies to get that clean kill, but you can at least get that merciful kill bonus by making sure you're killing them via the weak spot, so you'll at least get a little bit of a bonus in that way. But make sure you are checking the Hunter's Guide to see where their actual weak spot is, as you can view it in the Hunter's Guide, and you can view it via your Navi sense as well, just to make sure you're getting the higher quality of those materials. We can then take the bone and reed that we've collected back to the crafting station and craft the spear, and the value or the damage numbers for this spear is calculated based off the numbers of these items that we have harvested. So the higher quality of these items we harvested, then the higher quality the spear will actually be. The passive effects on that weapon as well are defined by the material that you have used, as well as some of them will have additional passive effects, so just keep that in mind as you are finding out what sort of weapons that you want to make and making sure you're making powerful weapons for yourself. It's also worth pointing out in this section as well that if you are senselessly killing animals, say you've got an assault rifle or a shotgun or whatever, and you're just running around killing things, you will lose access to your Navi senses for a period of time due to the disharmony condition. So if you're wondering why you can't use your Navi senses sometimes, that is the reason. Next on this list is a pretty important one, and it's don't ignore the world. Now, exploring Pandora is a core part of the game, and you should be doing this regularly, both on foot or on dire horse or in the sky with your Ikran. Many upgrades and combat strength improvements come from just the world itself. So what I mean by that is you'll find these locations, and you can either find them just by stumbling across them when you're close to one. Your like border of your Navi sense window will have sort of like a color on it, and it'll point you to the direction of where there is something, whatever that is, or by looking at the map, right, you'll be able to see icons on the map. Now these could be something like Terisu flowers, which will grant you ancestor skills and 2 skill points. The ancestor skills are like amazing mechanics that can really expand your kit, right? Like the eject ancestor skill, so that you can rip a soldier out of their mech suit via the skill, as well as the Terisu saplings, which are smaller versions, which will give you a skill point. You'll also find bell sprigs, which will increase your maximum health by a small amount, as well as field labs, which once you activate them, they're basically like outposts that you can use for fast travel points, and they also give you side quests for each one that you activate as well. Now there's others outside of this, but these are the main ones that will actually improve your combat strength, as well as give you different things to actually do. Some of the other ones will just give you, say, like cosmetic upgrades or something like that, but these are the main 4 that you need to look out for. So whenever you see, like, say, your side, it has that sort of like purple glow on one side, definitely head over there and look for it. Often things will be underground as well, so look for cave systems and that sort of a thing too. Another thing to point out is even once you've completed the main quest in like a certain area, you should definitely go back to that location and check on the people. You'll unlock new side quests over time that can often net you some incredible rewards. A really good example of this is the Steady Wings quest chain that will unlock a legendary waist cloth for you. So in order to get this, you just need to complete the Kingler Forest main quest area and you'll get the Steady Wings part 1. You'll then be able to get the additional parts as you complete part 1 and part 2 and part 3 over time. Once you complete that quest, go off, do something else, come back to the area. Itawa will then have the additional part for you. Sometimes if you go to like the outpost of clans, there'll be people there that'll be like, hey, you know, there's a quest here, or so-and-so is looking for you again. You should go back to them, and then they'll be able to give you that next part of the quest and you'll be able to continue it. But for the Steady Wings quest, once you've done part 3, you'll get the design to be able to make this legendary waist cloth, which is just incredible for the early game and like the mid game. So definitely worth doing these and returning to those areas and just check on the people, do the clan contributions like mentioned to get those extra materials and upgrades as well. But there's also other side quests you'll find like throughout the world and everything too that are absolutely worth doing to increase your combat strength, as sometimes you will come across main quests, especially that the combat strength will be a little bit further than you're up to at the moment. And if you just go and do some side quests and find different gear and upgrades, that sort of thing, you'll definitely be able to hit that point pretty quickly. One last bonus one for you guys is that you can get the store items from a vendor at the home tree. So at the Ikran landing section of the home tree, there is a mysterious vendor here that will sell you the microtransaction store items for a certain currency. In order to get this currency, you do need to complete the challenges. They have daily challenges and weekly challenges that you can complete in order to get that currency. This will give you the cosmetics and the other upgrades that you can get from the microtransaction store on a rotating basis. The challenges are relatively difficult to do, but it's just worth pointing out that whether it be every day or week or what have you, just go and pick up all of the challenges and then you'll either complete them just as you're playing the game, or you know, you'll notice that you'll get the progression towards them and you can go and knock them off if you want to get this currency, so you can get some of these items for free without having to purchase them off the microtransaction store. But thank you guys for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is NorZZa and I hope you have a great day.